As the world begins to reopen and we look at getting back to some form of normality, fitness and personal health has never been more important. Today, I sat down with award-winning personal trainer and fitness expert and former professional cricket player, Javeno Mclean. We went through a lot of the myths surrounding diet, fitness and well-being and the mentality required to get the most out of your physical performance. This is Culture episode 6. Keep it locked. So Javeno, thanks for coming down, bro.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for inviting me, man. I've been looking to come down here for a while.
Yeah, man.
See what you guys are doing. See what to be a part of this.
Yeah, man. I've been wanting to catch up with you properly, and I thought, you know what, this is a kind of like a good space to sort of have a proper conversation with you and like exchange some knowledge. Well, get your knowledge really. For a lot of people watching this, they might not know what your field of expertise is, bro. So, and like, even though I know your background, it'd be good even to sort of get the bio.
Let
really.
the people there know.
Yeah.
So now I'm Javeno. I hold a few records because I'm a personal trainer. I don't like saying personal trainer because I think the word's been diluted. I'm an exercise specialist. I've got the gym of the year 2 days ago.
And that's J7, right?
J7, my gym, my facility. J7, Gym of the Year, award winning. Recently, we just won it again a couple of days ago.
How many times have you won that?
It's the second time we won it now, 2 years in a row. So
2 years on the run?
2 years on the
Yes,
the
bro.
drop. You know what I mean? So we're doing big things. My facility it's become the main facility in the community for helping people with their health. But me personally, I come from a sporting background as a professional cricketer. Cricket was my first love.
You know I'm a big cricket fan, don't you?
Cricket like what?
What do you mean cricket?
What kind
like?
of cricket though?
Well,
I know you're Indian, I know you lot play cricket because I lived in India, but you a cricket fan. That means no that
I am a cricket fan.
So I played cricket, but cricket was my first love. It wasn't my true love. I was born in Jamaica, so our national sport, just like in England, is football. Our national sport's cricket. Grew up in my cricket. I've been playing
Commonwealth country, innit?
Yeah, so I've been playing cricket from. I learnt my cricket in England, but obviously Jamaican heritage. So cricket was all I wanted to do. All I wanted to do was play cricket. I've been playing professional standards since 14 years old. Ridiculous.
Really? What's the standard like over there in Jamaica? No, in Jamaica.
Well, in the West Indies, it's mega. It's
How would you compare it to the standard here?
Not as good, purely because years ago, West Indies were the king of cricket. They were the most powerful nation. And then we've had a bad patch with another.
Curtly Ambrose days.
Yeah, we rule cricket
Man like Curtly,
for about 20 years, bro.
Brian Lara.
We rule cricket, and then the kind of like what most sports organisations do, where sometimes the old guys grow old together, and then the new generation have got nobody. All I ever wanted to do was play cricket. When I went to India, I was playing at Lancashire, then went to a club called Worcestershire. Got a contract.
You played for Lancashire?
Yeah, got a contract out in Worcestershire, in India. And that was a turning point for me because, long story short, it sounds really arrogant, this, and I'm going to say it, and I sound like a bit of a muppet saying it.
Go on.
I was always the best athlete. Anywhere.
What do you mean? What within cricket?
Bro, anywhere.
But they're not really athletes in cricket,
Shut up,
are
don't
they?
wind me up right now. We'll do press-ups right now. Yeah?
It's not a big achievement being the best athlete.
Don't wind me up, mate. Of course it is. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Alright, go on, I'm only joking.
But anyway, I was always the best athlete. Any team that I played on, any fitness test, I was going to win. Speed test, agility test, power test, anything I was going to win. And it got to the point where it got a little bit boring. I didn't get nothing out of it. So when he's in India, there's an opportunity. Long story short, the conditioner, a South African man, got injured.
Yeah.
So they said to me as a fitness person on the team, do I want to condition these lads for the next couple of months? So I said, yeah, cool. In them few months, I got more out of conditioning other people and seeing what I can do with them than myself. So me winning every fitness test or anything to do with being an athlete, it didn't give me nothing. It got to the point where I was like, okay. So me seeing what I could do with other people, I got so much more out of it.
Right.
How I can.
So why did you start doing that while you were in India playing?
I was doing a little bit of PTing before I went to India, but when I went to India, that's when I kind of thought I got more out of what I could do with other people, and it made my decision a little bit easier when I came back home to go. I was kind of falling out of love with cricket as well. The professional side of it's not.
What did you do? Bat or ball?
I was a bowler, fast bowler.
Yeah,
really fast, rapid, lick your head off.
Do you miss it?
I miss it every day, but like cricket made me who I am. The lessons I learned in cricket kind of made me the person I am today. So if it wasn't for cricket and the lessons that I learned from cricket, I won't be the elite conditioner that I am now.
Right, so I was joking saying like, I mean, I was half joking when I said like cricket is
But
not
that
really
shows
athletes.
you don't know cricket, Nick.
Nah, listen, when I say...
That shows you're not a sportsman, because if you're a sportsman, you respect other sports.
I'm just looking, I'm looking at the condition of the players on the field, bro.
No.
I'm seeing big belly. Yeah, I used to be alright at cricket.
So let me tell you a training regime that I was doing since I was 14.
But with the other players doing it, we're talking about you doing that.
This is where it gets a little bit tricky, where elite athletes, elite cricketing athletes, right, the ones who are top of the game.
Like who?
Brett Lee, Mitchell Johnson, the bowlers and cricketers. I'm a fast bowler. Fast bowling is the hardest thing to do in cricket. Yeah. You can't be a fast bowler. You ain't never. Every now and then you might see a bit of a porky batsman, a bit of a porky wicket keeper. When it comes to fast bowling, express pace.
Flintoff was a porker.
He wasn't. He was thick.
He was fat, bro.
No.
Nah, bro. There's thick and there's fat.
No, but Andrew Flintoff is a thick athlete. If you know him, I know.
But at his peak, look at. You've seen the videos of him. At his peak, he was heavy.
Nick, he was thick. There's a difference. That's what I mean. So this is, you're looking at it from an eye of a civilian. Okay. So over the years, I've come to realise when it comes to people's physiques, there's certain people that are skinny, certain people that are fat. There's certain people that are just thick, lumberjacket. Andrew Flintoff has been like that from the jump since he was a kid. Just tall, never muscular, thick. My cousin Trevor, he's always been thick. Yeah, man, it made me... I got more out of what I could do with other people, basically. So when I came back from India, I spent 7 months in India, in Bangalore. Seven of the most educational months of my life, man. I learnt a lot. Came back there with nothing, but I came back there with no... I went there with 2 bags of cricket stuff. I left there with nothing.
Left the cricket bags there?
Left everything there because I realised there, we in England as British athletes sometimes don't get to elite level in sports is because we ain't hungry enough. There's certain things that
that's what it is?
110%. Look at this now.
Why? Because England's second rate in everything.
Because we're not hungry.
When it comes to an international team.
Because we're not hungry. We ain't. Listen to this now. We've got options. So in England, we've got an option. You growing up as a young man in Manchester, your options, you got hella options to do different things. Music, Vibus Syndicate, sick. So when I was young, me and you were the same age, but Vibus were massive. So imagine that didn't work. You could go to the next thing, Yeah. In India, an example being now one of my close boys in India, Abhishek Jargan, shout out to Abhishek, was a fast bowler like me. So me and him used to train every day together. We used to train at 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Bangalore, for people that don't know, is probably 4 times bigger than England. It's ginormous.
Yeah, it's massive,
It takes 6-7 hours to fly through Bangalore. That's how big the city is, the state. So Abhishek, we used to train at 8 o'clock in the morning. I didn't know this until 3 months after being his friend, sitting with him every day, breaking bread, playing computer games. That we train at 8 o'clock in the morning. His journey starts at 4 o'clock in the morning. Wow. Because where he lives in Bangalore, he has to walk an hour to the train station, get on the train for 2 hours to get to Karnataka, and then from Karnataka, he has to jog from the train station to the ground, which is a 4-hour trip. So now, every day he was doing that. Didn't complain, didn't tell me nothing, didn't once go, I'm tired today. But he just went in. So now,
their work ethic is different.
It's ridiculous. Imagine that was in England. You know how many young athletes I know in England? So now, imagine I said to somebody in North Manchester, you've got a trial at Man United, you got a trial at Leeds, you got Sheffield, and you have to walk there, you have to jog there. You think they're gonna say yeah?
No.
Hell no.
British people won't even do the shit jobs.
No, exactly. So they're not hungry. And I realised when I was over there, I started studying athletes, the athlete's mentality, and how's that person got that level of success. And I realised that them athletes grew up from poverty. And my brethren Abhishek, he's banking on cricket.
There's no safety net there.
No, because he's feeding his family.
Yeah, like when my dad came from there to here, obviously because there's not the opportunity. I mean, there's more opportunity there now than there was, but still, there's no welfare state. Yeah. So if you're broke differently. And a lot of the time there's no way out of that. Here you'll be, you can go on universal credit, or you can get things. There's a route out. There's always a route out here, no matter how bad the situation is. I think Britain is one of the best places in the world to live.
Mate, listen, with gratitude, I tell people all the time, the gratitude, like every day in England is a good day. The worst day in England is paradise somewhere else. Abhishek, my boy in India, going back to him, if he didn't make it as a cricketer, ain't nobody feeding, he's not feeding just his family. So in England, there's no pressure. As a young person in England, if you don't make it in your career choice, ain't no pressure. You move on to the next one. If you don't make it in some of these countries, it's not just the old school, there's the old school family vibe. So me growing up, even on my classes, now my OAP classes, I call them uncles and aunties, you know what I mean? So that's how I was raised. Anyone on my suit who's older is an uncle or auntie. In India, it's the same. So now, Abhishek, if he didn't make it as a cricketer, he's got his mum, his dad, and his 3 sisters. But then he's got his neighbours, his uncles, his aunties on that street. So when they make it, and he did make it, he ended up playing in the IPL. For the Chennai Super Kings.
Sick.
That when he ended up making it, it wasn't just feeding his family, it was feeding the whole entire street. You feel me? So when you got that kind of pressure, you ain't getting tired doing burpees. When we're doing sprints, you ain't gonna get tired because you know that the carrot that they're dangling is gonna feed your family for a long time. And in England, if Wayne Rooney didn't make it as a footballer, ain't the end of the world. There's options. You feel me?
So you said about the OAP thing. So tell me about that, because I've seen that you do a lot of classes with older people and people with disabilities, and I found that obviously I've seen the way you train other people. You know, you train athletes. How is that like going from training like a professional athlete to training like an older person with, you know, underlying health conditions? Is it?
It's harder to train the OAPs, and people think that's mad because of the physical aspects.
Harder in what sense?
If you're an athlete, right, and I'm training you, I've got no problem with keeping this business. So if I know, like, I've got fighters that I train, athletes in different sports, if I know that you've had me to do a job, I'm gonna do that job. I'm cold to your emotions. I'm cold to your feeling, because you paid me to do a job. You're not ruining my reputation. So I'm gonna tick all the boxes that's required to make you win that fight, to make you win that game, to make you do A, B, C, and D. So I'm ignorant to you. I'm not gonna listen to you. There's certain things that if you're talking, if me and you're talking about something or going through something that doesn't affect your performance on the pitch or in the cage or in the ring, I don't want to hear it. I'm about business. These OAPs that I've trained for over 10 years, they've taught me to listen. They've taught me to. I didn't realize how much I didn't listen until I spoke to these people. And then after a while, they will pull you on it. They don't business. You could be talking to somebody and they tell you about the daughters, the nieces, the grandkids. And if in 2 weeks, they say, oh yeah, you remember when I was telling you about my granddaughter, she did this and that. And you go, they've got no problem with shaming you, so they forced me to listen. And when we're talking with OAPs, you're talking about real life or death. So this is why not many people, I see too many bad videos of people trying to educate older people on exercise and health. If you ain't got no clue about the older body, the certain things that could cause them damage, don't do it. So with these OAPs, I've had to educate myself to the point where I know exactly if someone's got angina, most of them have got issues. Cardiovascular issues and deeper issues. So I need to know exactly what's not going to cause you to be worse, what's not going to hurt you, and kind of disguise all the knowledge I've got with just fun and character and love. They don't need to come in. With an athlete, it's as simple as, I'm going to explain to you something. Doesn't matter if you don't understand it, I'm doing it because it's going to make you win the fight. It's going to make you win whatever we're doing. With the OAPs, it's just disguising it with fun. I just want them to have fun, enjoy themselves, have fun, but as safe as possible. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, man, they're my favourite class. I do a lot of classes.
When you got here before, because I said you were about to tell me, and I said don't tell me now. I said tell me when we put the cameras rolling. You were working with some cancer patients today.
Shout out Trek Stock as well. Trek Stock.
So what's that like? What's that like training people who are like terminally ill?
Bro, you see cancer? Cancer's a lottery, that's what I worked out. But I've worked with cancer patients for many, many years now. Yeah, so my facility, since the day we've opened, I remember when I was working in other places, they used to try and charge, and I said, are you charging for this? I said, I do this for free. how you charging people to come. I said, I'll do this for free. You lot pay me. So let me do this for free, and they won't do it. So when I got my facility, I said there's certain things I'm going to do, and since the day I've opened, whether it's lockdown or not, cancer patients, certain other people with really bad issues, come through. Book a day, I'll train you, don't worry about the money. Cancer patients have taught me that strength ain't, bro, I used to think strength was Alex's six-pack or me deadlifting and what you can do in the gym. Strength ain't none of that. I've seen strength that I never knew existed with some of these cancer patients. Young people as well, not even some of the older ones, but I've seen strength that I didn't know existed, that I didn't know that it was even possible to be that.
What do you mean? Like, in what sense, strength?
Right, okay. One of my ladies passed away last year. Yeah, Auntie V. Sensational, the most beautiful, sensational, the most happiest. She's the one that I used to always post on my socials, little old Irish lady getting a boogie on. Long story short, me and her was really close. She came to me, bro, 3 months before she passed away. Because she had a little issue that she kept in her lungs. She came to me and said, can I have a chat to you, Jay? She took me in my office. I swear to God, God is my witness. She went, right, I've got cancer. This is actually how she put it to me. I've got cancer. They don't know how long I've got left, because at my age they can't treat it, because of where it is they can't treat it. I don't want no sympathy, don't tell nobody. I'm in my room bawling. I'm like, what? You just told me that you're dying basically. She went, I don't want no, outside where you do your skipping in the gym, that's where they all sit down with the chairs. There was 16 of them out there, I'll never forget the day. So she's told me this at 5 to 12 before the class, and I'm sat there going,
how am I going to go and teach this class now after you've told me this?
Yeah, so she's gone, I don't want no sympathy, I don't want nobody to know. Bro, she did this. Wiped her eyes and went, on with the show, son. Walked out. I walked out 5 minutes later, going, how am I going to do this class? As I'm doing the class, a few of them are clocking on, because I'm usually gassed. They're saying, Jay, you all right, son? I said, yeah, I'm all right. Bro, I kid you not, Auntie V is dancing and singing, and she's the life of the party. She was doing that. I remember looking at the clock, it was 18 minutes past 12, and I'm looking at her going, how are you doing this? You just told me that basically you died. How's that, like, that's the kind of strength that I mean. So when I'm thinking back at that, but things like that, I've had them for years now. So that was Auntie V recently, that really touched me. But over the years, I've had many of them where I'm like, to me growing up and to most people, strength is, like, our perception of a man is a certain picture, a certain image.
Strength comes in all shapes and sizes.
Of course it does, bro. But that kind of strength to me is the kind of strength that I swear to God, I wish that me, my son, and the lads in my family.
Cancers, that's fucker, man. My mum's had it 3 times.
Oh, really?
And yeah, she's stubborn, my mum. I remember going to the doctor with my mum and they said, you've got a 15% chance of survival. And my mum was like, don't be ridiculous. And she fought it off.
But bro, look at that.
That was over 10 years, she's in the clear now.
Look how strong that is to get...
Strong or delusional, not sure, bro, not quite
strong.
worked it out.
Bro, if man said to us like that, we're dying, I'm crying. If somebody said to me now, you're dying, I'm crying.
Yo, honestly, I get paranoid all the time I'm gonna get cancer, honestly. Because my mum had it 3 times, the slightest thing that's wrong with me, I know this is dramatic,
no, it's
crazy,
not,
but
it's not.
honestly, I get paranoid thinking, I've got an ache here, is it cancer? I know it sounds crazy, like, why are you saying that, but it's like...
It's not crazy, it's normal, it's understandable that...
But in my back of my mind, I do get little glitches in me where I'm just... Because obviously it creeps on people, and it creeps on anyone. There's no no matter how healthy you are, alkaline diet, all that shit, it doesn't fucking matter, bro. When cancer's coming, it's coming, and...
Yeah, it's a scary one.
But
this is a price.
The thing is, you can survive it now. A lot more people are surviving it than ever, right?
And see how important health is now. Now with what's going on, health is priority.
And I'm seeing that. The world, we're all seeing that. That there's a huge cultural shift. I feel like that I'm seeing every day, certainly online, that people are valuing their health more. Maybe a lot of it's for vanity reasons. But I think there is also a huge amount of people who very much take training very seriously now. And I think now that gyms, like, we're in lockdown now, we're filming this in lockdown, we can't go gym. we can't train.
To be honest, I don't think people. I kind of disagree with you about taking things serious.
Do you think?
I think there's a difference in taking training serious. What's happened is that there's clout chasers.
Yeah,
So
well,
now-
that's what I'm saying. Like, so I think there's a huge amount of people doing it for vanity reasons, clout chasing.
because it's the popular thing.
Because
Now
it's a
training at home. And
But I think there's a lot of people who are doing it for mental health.
100%.
There's a lot of people doing it for
vital for mental health.
for personal fitness. Like for me, I train 4 times a week, but I have to for my own mental health,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
because
yeah.
I get anxiety. So if I don't do it, if I'm not training, then my mood goes further, and I start turning moody, angry, and I just turn into the old me. Do you know what I mean? And I can see that decline happen pretty quickly. So if that's me, I'm guessing like
100%, bro. Since the lockdown, man, I've given out probably 250 plus WhatsApp workouts to people that are literally messaging me saying, yo, if I don't do something, I need something, because it's not even about the aesthetics, it's about the mental health side of it. It's a powerful time. It's a really strange time.
It's a strange
mental
time.
health now ain't no joke, and people love to say it, and sometimes I think people use it as a catchphrase because people just like what's popping. People jump on. Do you know how many people don't give a damn about Black Lives Matter, but they'll jump on it because it's the popping thing. They don't care about it. If there was gay pride going on right now, there'll be people now who will be jumping on that and promoting that. Because they've never cared about it in the past.
When the Black Lives Matter movement like really kicked off with the death of George Floyd, like the amount of people I seen like who I'm seeing people like from all kinds of walks of life and places jumping on this movement who I know for a fact I didn't even know what that was a week ago.
Because they've seen it on social media.
Because it's hashtag BLM everywhere now, and it's like put your Instagram profile black, like.
Yeah,
and the thing is, I don't mind that because I think in a sense it creates more awareness for the movement. But at the same time, what I don't like about it is if you're not going to educate yourself on the subject matter properly, then it's kind of like, does it devalue the movement? Does it become just a trend, like a fad, a brand?
It's diluted.
Do you know what I mean?
It's very diluted. And that's the thing now with what's going on with the state of the world, with the pandemic and stuff. Bro, I'm just seeing miseducation when it comes to health, diets and training. I'm seeing so many miseducated people.
Well, this is like, we've gradually got here because we've chatted about everything else but this, but like, this was one of the main reasons why I wanted to chat to you, was to sort of myth bust a few things with you.
Let's do it, bro.
Right.
There's too many of them.
So one thing, this is a common one, it's all over the internet. People will say that it is 80% diet, 20% training. So I'm having a lot of conversations with people where they're saying, oh, it doesn't really matter about the training, it's just more about your diet. And I'm seeing people not training as hard as they could be because they think, well, I'll just go home and have salad.
You know the people that say that, 80% nutrition and 20% training?
Yeah.
Those are the ones who are the lazy bastards that, can we swear?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the ones
Swear all you want,
those are the
bro.
lazy bastards, yeah? Who don't want to take ownership that they need to do more. So the get out clause that justifies them being a lazy bastard is saying, nah, it's not even about the exercise, it's about boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
That's their get out clause.
I'll lay off the bread tonight,
So when it comes to the 80%, 20%, it's bollocks. If anyone who knows anything about conditioning, it's... So now, I don't like the word personal trainer because I think it's been diluted.
What percentage would you say it is?
It depends on the individual. So now, ethnicity, family history, everything comes into play. So look at me, for example. Believe it or not, my diet ain't amazing.
Right.
Shredded, you get me? Look, I ain't gonna back it off, Nick. But underneath this, it's a madness still.
Keep your top on, man.
I'm gonna back it off. But look at me now, I eat very clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't eat like a bloody like a bodybuilder. So now I train like a beast. Right. So now over the years, what I've realised is that depending on who you are, certain women, let's say this is why I say ethnicity plays a place. So traditionally, Afro-Caribbean ladies, Asian ladies struggle with carbs more. So they have to take a lot more because of the nature of our natural diets. They have to kind of really work more on the nutrition side of things.
Yeah.
European people historically don't suffer with carbs as much, So they can
So when you say suffer with carbs, what do you mean?
Naturally, like
so if they eat too many carbs, they're gonna get fat, basically.
Yeah.
So you're saying Afro-Caribbean, Asian females, primarily, if they're eating too much bread,
they swell up quick because historically, they swell up real quick, bro. Historically, the natural diet of somebody, let's say in China, India, Jamaica, it's a lot of carbs, a lot of greasy shit. Curries, jerk chick, it's a lot of greasy stuff. So naturally, I think it's just evolution has created it. Just naturally, that's how it is. Do you know what I mean?
So I don't understand then. So like, if through history, for example, in like India, we've been talking about India, like they eat a lot of rotis, they eat a lot of rice, yeah. So why would, if that is what the body is used to consuming, that's what their ancestors are used to consuming over hundreds, thousands of years, whatever. Well, surely, like, your body would learn to burn that off faster and enable you to stay slim and fitter, rather than hold on to them carbs and make you fatter.
No, not really. I
would have thought, do you get me? Like, logically, you'd think that's what your body would want to do.
That's like evolution.
Yeah.
No, that's why you think like how many fat Indians you see?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? In Jamaica, there's a lot of fat people because naturally our diets, there's a lot of greasy shit.
Right.
So that's what I mean by genetically, and ethnically, we do suffer with carbs a lot more. So when you do any kind of courses and all the things I've done over the years, I've always been taught that depending on where you are in the world, your people, your heritage can play a part in how many times you see people that eat shit, think about this now, that don't eat good, and you go, how are you in that shape? Like if I ate that, I'd look like this.
It pisses me off.
Exactly. Man. So that's where I'm talking about.
Pisses me off.
I know enough people, especially women who I argue with every single week, who say, how can she eat that, and that, and she's like that? I don't believe in DNA and stuff like that too much. You know when people say, oh, I've got a fat family. Oh, my family is big. Shut up, you're just big. You're just big. But when it comes to things like that, there is something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There is something.
You know what? Like when it comes to like, obviously I'm half Asian, so I've noticed that carbs are no good for me. If I stop eating carbs, drop weight rapid. And the sort of physique I have is I gain weight easily, lose weight easily. But there are a few key things like alcohol and bread. If I reduce that dramatically, I probably wouldn't even need to train.
Yeah.
It would all just fall off me. But if I'm having a bad week, if I've been out a couple of times, I've been drinking, I've been having sandwiches or toast even for breakfast, it doesn't do me any favours.
See what's mad? This is where the eliteness in trainers, the eliteness in my niche will rise to the top with. So now, exactly what you said before, it's about it's about analysing somebody. So I learned when it comes to 80% this and 20% that, it's bollocks because you have to analyse the person, take a lot of notes, make food diaries and work out something that makes sense. So look at me for example, I don't struggle with carbs.
Yeah.
I had 5 bagels yesterday.
Wow.
I train a lot. I'm up ridiculous, like even this morning, I've been up from 4:30. I've had 4 meals. I eat a lot. Carbs do not touch me, carbs don't affect me.
But well, is that because the amount of calories you're consuming in a day?
Possibly, but even on days where I've not.
How many times have you trained today?
Once.
Are you going to train again later?
But then on certain days, if I have 4, every morning I have 2 bagels more or less. 2 bagels, peanut butter, pure nuts. Yeah, that's 2 full bagels. I had that again yesterday when I came home, and then I had 1 before I went to bed. But that's a normal thing for me, so they don't affect me. So now somebody was training me, and they can't tell me that carbs, because they've not assessed me. So what I do with most of my clients is food diaries. The ones that I think that I need to lose weight. The ones that I need to think that just trim weight and just drop a little piece here, drop a little.
How can someone do it for themselves at home though? Like, how can someone who, all right, put it this way. Let's say someone has bought into this myth that 80% diet, 20% training, be good on both of those sides of the spectrum, and you'll be in a good shape. What would be your advice to that to
exactly
someone?
What you just said there. Keep it as basic as simple as possible. So you just said something. Just cut it down the middle. Exercise, nutrition. Do that good. Do that good. Do that to the best of your ability. Do that to the best of your ability. Listen, it shouldn't be. Listen, people have got bad relationships with exercise and bad relationships with food, and it fucks with the mental slimming world. Slimming World, I've got a little fit. If people don't know what Slimming World is
there a point system in it?
It's like a point system, but it's sins and it's good food.
Yeah.
So the problem that is that people now have got a really awkward relationship with food.
Because they're valuing it against.
Yeah.
Like I know someone who's doing that Slimming World, and they'd be like, oh right, well I've got 12 points, so I can have 2 bottles of wine, or
but I can't. But then
I can't eat tomorrow.
Exactly.
But that can't be good for you.
So then it kind of it makes your relationship awkward with food, and when food should be enjoyable. I'm a big believer in that. So anyone that I've ever got in sick shape, the priority is enjoying it. When you enjoy something, you don't mind the torture.
No.
So if you enjoy me training you, I can kill you out of love. I can kill you out of love.
Yeah.
And if I'm skilled enough to make you enjoy it, disguise the pain, you don't mind it. It's the same with food.
Yeah.
You have to have a relationship with food where it's not like, look at my relationship with broccoli. I hate broccoli.
Yeah.
My woman makes it every night.
I don't mind broccoli.
Every night she makes it. What's your favourite veg?
Broccoli.
Really?
Well, yeah. I mean, not really. I'm weird with food.
I hate broccoli.
I would eat food because of the colour of it.
How old are you? 6?
Seriously, what I want. I will not have 2 pieces of food. I'm ruining my reputation here. But I will not have 2 pieces of food that are the same colour on the plate.
That's mad.
Like,
that's funny.
White fish and an egg, nah.
No, I'm different.
That can't be on the plate together.
No, you see that? Do you eat for taste or do you eat for the goodness of it?
I try to eat for the goodness. I don't really eat for taste because I just bland shit.
I don't eat nothing for taste. Like I could tell you
I
meals
don't
I've had
really
today that are like the weirdest, nastiest meals. But I know that it does what it gives my body what it needs.
Yeah, same. I will eat for the value of it. But I'm weird about the texture of food. I'm weird about the colour of food. Yeah, I'm just weird about food, man. I didn't even eat an egg till I was about 24.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know what's mad as well, though, when it comes to food? People, again, clout chasing. So now, the way the world is, certain things that get thrown out there. And people hear it and go, yo, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that. That's what I'm about. Vegan. You know how many times I've asked of somebody who's vegan, so what is it then? What do you do? They can't tell me an answer. So now, intermittent fasting, the keto
intermittent fasting.
diet,
I want to talk to you about this.
stuff.
So intermittent fasting, I enjoy intermittent fasting. If I do a week of intermittent fasting, I've got more energy. I feel fresher. I can hold my weight better. My training's better.
Oh really?
I just find that I'm a better rounded person when I'm doing if I do 16-8. So if I do eat from 12 till 8 p.m.
See that there?
Yeah.
There's a grown man who knows himself.
Yeah.
So when it comes to these diets, people jump into these diets. If you don't know yourself, do not try and even do no new diet. So now, these diets, I'm not gonna slag them off and say that they're bad. There's goods and bads with everything. So the keto, there's goods, I'll tell you in a minute. Intermittent fasting, there's goods and there's bads. So it's about being very personal, understanding, does that work for me? You're a musician. Yeah, I could get 5 beats here now for you, right? 5 hard beats.
Yeah.
You can listen to the first one and go, sick.
Yeah.
Second one, go, yeah, sick. That third one, that's the one that I want. It doesn't mean that the other 5 is shit. It just means that that's the one that you want, and you know that your flow, your tempo, the way you spit, that third beat will do me, and I can ride that one.
Yeah.
The other 2 might be a slow R&B beat. You like R&B, but you can't spit on that.
Yeah.
The other one might be a hardcore grind beat.
Yeah.
You like grind, but you're more dubstep.
Yeah.
So it's about knowing yourself. So you doing that there is fine. So every time people have done intermittent fasting in the past that have talked to me about it, I've never said no. So I said,
but the science behind intermittent fasting, they're saying, I mean, what sold it to me was when you stop eating, your body preserves energy and allows to heal different parts of your body and rare. Is there any truth in that? Or is it, I just prefer not having a full belly and that's what's good for me? Or?
So it's the kind of person that you are. So you now, so me personally, I need to eat, bro.
Yeah.
You know, so the way intermittent fasting is done, it's done different by so many people. But the basic way people do intermittent fasting is that you identify a section of the day where you're gonna eat, usually a window of about 8 hours, and the remainder of the day you don't eat.
Yeah.
So now, somebody like me could never do that.
Right.
I eat too many meals. I eat every 2 hours.
Right.
There's no chance in the hell I'm not eating for that long.
Yeah.
So intermittent fasting doesn't suit my character, my personality, and my relationship with food, my routine, because I eat that many meals. So now the problem with intermittent fasting over the years, the good in it is exactly what you said before. It does make people feel less bloated. People who aren't big eaters can fast and feel more energized because the body's kind of cleansing and letting everything absorb where it should. The problem is, if you're not eating for that long, there's a cortisol issue. Cortisol is a stress hormone. Cortisol is an issue, is a massive issue when it comes to gaining weight. Cortisol is the enemy. Cortisol is a bully, bro. Cortisol is a stress hormone that, if you don't manage it, it'll make you gain weight quicker than anything. So now, when you're not eating for that long, it does raise your cortisol by a lot.
Right.
So somebody like me who's very, very, I'm not an angry person. I'm a lover, not a fighter, but because of the way I train and my personality, I'm quite full of adrenaline all the time, all like that. So if I did it a couple of years ago in my cricketing days, and it made me even angrier. And it made me put on weight. In the space of 2 months, I put on about half a stone of bad weight. Because it just didn't agree with my body. It may agree with somebody else's body because their character, their way of living might be different. But when it comes to me, the way I live, the way my relationship with food, it didn't suit me. You see what I'm saying? So intermittent fasting is something that has worked for people. And it's not.
So you think it's really like with intermittent fasting, it's more like if it works for you, it works for you.
If it matches your personality.
Right, keto.
Keto's.
What are your thoughts on keto?
Keto's a bit mad. So
Martin loves keto.
So now again,
keto
if it matches your personality, does the personality match the eating plan?
There's a science behind it, actually.
Of course it is. So
what I don't understand is like, so so let me get this right. So basically, you've got 2 systems within your body. One that functions using carbs to create energy. If you're eating carbs, if you stop eating carbs, it uses fat to create energy. Right.
So basically, now, long story short, keto. This is the thing. See, the way you're talking about nutrition is the way that the world's kind of made people start talking about health, about food and diets. They're all complicated. Keto, long story short, it tricks your body to burn fat rather than carbs. So the keto diet is a high fat diet, low carbs.
Right.
So now, fats are essential. Fats are, your body needs fats. Okay? Your body needs fats. It will help you build muscle. Your fats are very important. So now the problem with keto is that, can you do it long term? Probably not. So now, it raises your blood pressure a hell of a lot. And that's a major issue. Now look what's going on with Corona right now. A lot of young people have been let down with Corona because they've got underlying issues. If your blood pressure is low, so my OAPs, they don't do anything static, no holes, no squat holes, no planks, because if your blood pressure is low and it drops too low and you've got angina, a stroke, heart attack, it can trigger something further. So a lot of young people now, I think the rule is, I think the percentage that I read the other day was 44% of young people under the age of 30 have got underlying issues that they're oblivious to. They're walking through the day not knowing that they've got heart issues, kidney issues and all that. So now, if you've got any issues that are underlying and you're doing keto, it could trigger. So whether you've had kidney issues, pancreas issues, liver issues, if you're oblivious to these things and do keto, it could trigger something.
Most people ain't gonna know though, are they?
That's the thing.
But will it get the weight off you?
It would, but you may feel like shit. But then here again, how it comes to personality and matching. So a lot of people don't mind feeling a bit shitty.
Would you ever advise someone? Would you advise someone to ever do keto?
I will say if it suits you and if it doesn't fuck with your personality. So let's say Martin now, if it suited him, but then so imagine
his personality's fucked anyway. So.
Imagine I worked here with Martin. And every day I'm seeing him, he went on keto, and when I start seeing a change in his personality, his behaviour, I'm going to say to him, you're acting like a dickhead, it's that keto, like put it away. So if it matches your personality and you can function and live normal and it doesn't affect you, and your body allows you to, it's fine. So there's people that say certain things about diets, but understand that there's goods and bads and everything.
January fad diets?
Hell no.
Why?
Hell no.
Why hell no? Why not yet? It's a good way to start the year. Clean yourself up, go on a fad diet, lose a bit of weight, drop Christmas. Why in the hell no?
So the start of the year is the most important part of the year.
No, but I'm saying a lot of people. No, I'm not saying this is what I think. I'm saying this is what a lot of people think. I'm speaking like a general consensus.
Ain't nothing changed from January, December, November. So just because it's January.
I think people consume more at Christmas, don't they? So I think a lot of people they consume more, they drink more, they're partying more, they want to start and everyone's got all this next year, new year, new me, all of that. There's all of that, which is part of culture, isn't it? It's part of our society. And I think that's what the gym. I mean, you own the gym, bro. I bet your gym's busy than ever in January.
See, in January, you know what we call that?
What?
We call that the massacre month.
Right.
So in January, we'll talk. Yeah.
Go on.
In January, I call it the massacre month because my rule of thumb is, if you're serious about training, you've got a long-term plan. You want to be here for the long term.
Yeah.
You're in it more for more than the aesthetic. So if you're in it for the long term, I'm gonna work it out. If you're in it for the short term, if you're in it just because it's Christmas, you've been a lazy cow and you want to drop a couple pounds because you know that in April you go on Ibiza, you go on Apple, you go on Dubai, I'm gonna slaughter you in January, so you never come back. Because you got to think, when it comes, exercise is a long-term thing. Yeah, it's more than aesthetics. Yeah. So when people have got them little skinny,
I see it like brushing your teeth. Like every day you gotta do something. Do you know what I mean? Like you'd never go out of the house without brushing your teeth.
Oh, you know, people. Where's the light switch here? People. The perfect analogy is people treat health and fitness like a light switch. So people think that they can just pick and choose when they switch it on and switch it off. They pick and choose. So back in the day, the way I see it now is training in your health is a necessity, bro. It's a priority. People use it as a privilege. So look what happens when shit's going good. Your work's going good. You know what I mean? Your man's buying you all this shit. Your woman's treating you good. Everything in your life's nice. The summer's out. Summertime, the sun's out. You know what? I'm gonna go gym. We'll do 2 press-ups and couple squats. Yeah? When shit hits the fan, what's the first thing to go? The privileges. Those things that you've kind of brought in because everything's good. Because they're not necessities. So now look at this now, every day we have to pay our bills, we've got to pay our mortgage, we've got to do this, we've got to feed our kids. Those are things that no matter what month it is, what day, we have to do that. Yeah. People don't treat exercise like that, people treat it as, you know what, I've had a good month. You know when people get bonuses at work?
Yeah, I'm going to go to the gym.
I'm going to do this, that's how they treat it. So when shit gets real, and it gets cold as a motherfucker in January, and so they used to get up and go jogging at 7 o'clock when it was light. Now, it's January, it's cold as ass, and you're looking around, it's steamy and foggy, and your woman's in bed and your man's in bed and warm, and you got to think, shit, I got to lace up these boots and do this 5K. You're not gonna. Your reason needs to be rock solid. So if your reason's a little skinny, meaningless reason to train in January, I'm gonna get rid of you. Because that means we can't work. Because if I'm gonna work with you, it needs to be for the long term, so that we can build something proper. If you're in it for a shitty reason, that's only for a small, short period. It ain't gonna work. So I'd rather you not do it.
Is there a way? All right, this isn't something I wanted to ask you. So, let's say it's May, right? And if someone's not got themselves in shape yet, but they're like, oh, I'm going on holiday in June and I really want to just make myself feel better, look better for June. What would be your advice to someone who wanted to get themselves in shape quickly or to make some kind of difference before they go on holiday or they've got a big event or something like that?
You know, one of the questions that I ask people all the time.
Yeah.
So people will message me. This is answering your question, but in a very weird way. People message me all the time saying, I want training, and I'll say why. And they'll tell me something, and I'll say why. And they'll message me 6 or 7 times, and I'll just keep replying why. If your reason is just for going on holiday, I'll get to a point where I stop answering or say no.
But what I'm saying? No, I get that, but I'm saying, all right, this is the question. Can dramatic changes be made physically in a short amount of time?
Yeah, but not many people are built for it.
Why, for what it takes to do that?
People are built for that war.
Really?
Hell no.
So what would it take?
Look at this now, you're a musician. If I said to you now, bro, we need to drop a mixtape by next Wednesday. Yeah. Cause you love this. Yeah. And you really want it. You could go bang out 8-9 songs right now. Yeah. Yeah. So now.
Only because I write all the time.
Yeah, but now imagine. So go bring it to fitness. If you came to me in February and said February, March, April, May, June, bro, I'm getting married. I'm doing this. I'm doing something. I need to be in shape by then. If you really wanted it, Of course you can. I've transformed people in the space of 2 months because every session they go to war and back because the purpose is so real. When the purpose, the way I explain it, yeah, the meaning's got to be fucking huge. The meaning's got to be rock solid. So I analyse myself. So the way I explain this with people is, I say to myself, so now, so this morning I trained at 5:30. I went in, the gym's empty. So what makes Javeno go that hard in an empty gym? We're in lockdown, by myself, in the cold. Why do I go that hard? So now I've had to write down my reasons, my meanings. So I get clients to do it. I said, write down your reasons, your meanings. If your reasons and meanings are bullshit reasons, guess what? Soon as shit gets real and it gets cold, the first thing, if your reasons aren't rock solid, you ain't gonna get out of bed.
Yeah.
An example being one of my girls who lost 7 stone for 2 months.
7 stone in 2 months?
No, she lost 7 stone, but for 2 months,
yeah.
She was messaging me, can we train? Why? What's your reason? Oh, I'm doing this, shit reason. Why? Oh, I'm doing this, why? Mandy, why? And it got to the point she came to me and said, I don't know what you want, Jay. I said, what do you want? So I said, give me a fucking real reason. So if you're gonna keep me away from my son, because every time I train somebody, you're keeping me away from my son. So for me to do that, I need a real reason to go to war with you. I don't wanna go to war with you. Shit gets real, I'm getting peppered with shots to look around and you're God.
Yeah.
So I said, what's the real reason? Long story short, you know what we worked out? That her real reason was, her daughter's getting married, and she doesn't wanna be the fat bride to the mum. She doesn't want to be the one there with getting loads of wedding pictures that are going to be in the house and all these family houses, and she's the one out of shape. Yeah. She couldn't even walk up the stairs without getting knackered. She says that the day's going to be busy. She doesn't want to ruin her daughter's wedding experience by being lazy and slow and sluggish. That was her real reason. So I said, bingo. So now that we've got that reason and written it down, every time she came in the gym, I made her read it. So now, that was in the summertime, right? So that's your reason, man. That's your reason. That's your reason. Easy to come to the gym at 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock in summer when the sun's blazing. Fast forward to January now. I say Monday, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock at the gym. Show her that reason. If that reason was dog shit, a good bit of her would go,
nah, fuck it.
But because her reason was so powerful, she's getting out of her bed at 6 o'clock to come and train. You see what I'm saying? So I've got my reasons why I go hard. Do you know what I mean? So my reasons are that deep where ain't no matter, it could be a fucking typhoon. I'm deadlifting, I'm going in, I'm training. See what I mean?
Yo, Jay, thank you, bro.
Bro, it was good to be
here. Yo, man, I've enjoyed this, you know.
Bro, it was good to be here, man.
Are you gonna come back?
110 million.
Yeah. Because I feel like,
to talk about.
Yeah, man, I feel like we've just kind of like tipped the surface with this.
Yeah, I love what you guys are doing here, man. This is sensational, guys.